I know it's been like a month, but guess what I found? I literally lost this like a month ago. It tastes so good. So hello, my name is Shantel. Let me get my dogs. Kiddos! Kiddos! Come here. Kiddos! Please come in my room. Come in my room, please. Come on, kiddos. Come on, go into my room. Oh, go into my room. Ah! You this side. Come on. Go into my room. Thanks for not listening to me the first 5 times. Love you anyway. You're my fave. Go on. Thank you. Hello, my name is Shantel from Shantel is Probably Sorry. I do actually have intro comments, so you know, it's the usual. If you want to skip them, check the description for the time the reaction starts. This is the bold type 110 Carry the Weight. So, and this is the summer finale, insinuating, or you know, leaving to be assumed that there will be a rest of this season, because I know that there are questions about whether this show will get a second season or not, which really, really sucks, because it's a good... What are you eating? So I really hope it gets renewed. If you're watching this and like not watching this show, and you have a way to watch the show, I really suggest like watching the show. Because I mean, that's not what these are for. This isn't actually my intro comments, this is just me talking. My intro comments are written down. But yeah, if like you're watching this in substitution of the actual show, I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you have a way to watch the show legally. I really just hope it gets renewed for a second season. Because I like this show a lot, actually. Now, my intro comments are about Alex and Sutton and Kat and Adina. So, I know that in whichever episode had the pendant in it, I said that if Alex and Sutton kissed and she wasn't with Richard, I would support it 100%. And then it actually happened, and I didn't quite support it 100%. I supported it more like 85%. And that's because it's really funny how I sometimes think I'm going to react a certain way, and then when it actually happens, I'm like, oh, this isn't how I thought I would feel. That happens a lot, actually. But no, what I felt is that I felt kind of bad, actually, especially towards the end of it, because I was like, oh, this is something that she's probably going to regret or be confused about. And they both consumed a lot of alcohol, and Alex seems like he actually genuinely likes her. That just makes me feel bad for Alex. Because, I mean, I don't know, it's interesting. I want to see how it plays out. Am I on this ship? I don't know. We'll see. I can kind of ship all the ships. I've already told you. But that's just all it was, is that when it was happening, I was like, oh, you know, they both had so much alcohol and she's still in this really, really bad place about Richard, and he actually likes her. And I feel like this is something that she's going to regret when she wakes up. And it was. It seemed to be. And so I was just like, oh no, this sucks. Because I wanted it, I think. Not sure this is how I wanted it, though. You know, also that joint sex scene, pretty cool, you know. Why am I giggling like that? Anyway, let me keep talking. So, when Kat bought the ticket for, what was it, $11,000, or in points equivalent to that, the reason I was like, is she gonna get fired for this, is because I did not hear that it was her parents. When I heard it the first time, my brain just kind of, I don't know, heard that it was something that she was taking from the company. Like someone like had an unused account in the company. And I was like, is she going to get fired for like, you know, using company money? Well, I figured out it was her parents. And I was like, oh, that's going to be an interesting conversation though, when her parents were like, what the fuck? I mean, what the heck? You know what I really liked about last episode? It was a tribute to a movie. This is just a side note that's not written down. It was a tribute to a movie, I think, called Before Sunrise, the 1955 movie. Don't quote me on that, but it was, you know, a tribute to that movie, the Kat and Adina, I mean, not all of it, obviously. Part of it was bringing to, attention real world issues that are happening right now. But the fact that we have these two characters and we learn so much about them, and we keep learning so much about these characters, especially Kat and Adina, where it is not uncommon to see underdeveloped women-loving women characters or queer characters, especially if they are the love interest of a main queer character. It is so easy to see them underdeveloped and not actually talk about anything that makes them who they are or the characteristics that make up the character. And I just really appreciated how much we learned about both of them. And the development, and also, the development, because, Kat is developing as a character, and we're learning more about Adina so that we can start to see her development as well. Well, actually, they both have had, actual development, but I don't want to, get into it now. I'm not getting into character analyses. I don't care. Right now, I'm not doing that right now. But it was really nice to see. And anyone who's thinking about it's wow, Kat, social media director, is learning to be in the moment, and Kat doesn't want to do a long-term relationship, is doing all this shit to support someone and is being super supportive. And Adina, even in the if you want to go for yourself, don't go for me. There's just so much that we're learning about these characters, and Adina, how all of her travels have taught her something. We're learning more about her background and how it plays a part into her art, her relationship between her religion and her sexuality, and I just really appreciate it, and I really hope the show gets a second season. Oh, I already know that Kat is going to grossly repress her emotions about this whole Adina thing. I already know. Because that's what Kat does. She's like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. It's not that bad. That's what all of them kind of do, but to different degrees. Kat is definitely way up there. She does not like to appear vulnerable. And I hope that is something that she can, that they make her character realize that it's okay to be vulnerable, especially around people that you trust and who are going to be supportive, as these girls are. These girls are really supportive of each other, even though they have their little arguments and they sometimes have trouble communicating because each one of them wants to discuss their issues, and everyone's like, okay, well, you're not actually thinking about my issues. They are still very supportive, and they find their ways around that. So I really hope Kat can learn to be a little more vulnerable. It's okay, sweetie. It is fine. Can we talk about this show? Yes. I still want to fight Nicole and Aisha. Put me in a room with them. Don't hurt me like that. When the acting is really good, it hurts, okay? You hurt me. I'm going to hurt you. Why are you trying to get me copyright strikes as soon as the episode starts?
Get your mind off Dina and get your mind off Richard or Alex. Who are we getting our mind off? Wait, why aren't we getting over Alex? Tiny Jane? Brunch? Yeah.
Tiny Jane?
Look, I know you guys don't
What was
run, but
that?
it really helps me. Well, there's this part about that night that I never told you guys. Okay, but if it's sex stuff, it's gotta happen over pancakes. I'm done with this. I almost got on the plane with her. What? We went to the Middle East? Really? I didn't know you'd stop. I would have told you 20 minutes ago. Oh, seriously? Yeah, I had the ticket in my hand and I was gonna do it. God, that's so romantic. I got swept up in...
Sutton is the goddamn captain of the Adina ship. Whoa, excuse me, can't talk. Sutton, in the show at least, is the Kadena ship captain.
I got swept up in it, the way that traveling makes her feel and the way that it makes her think. I wanted that. I don't know. You can stop looking at me like that because I didn't do it. I would have supported you if you did.
Supportive ass.
Yeah. Look, I know I don't talk about it a lot. I'm not going to start talking about it now, but, life can change in a flash. So, what are we waiting for? Wow. Look at this view. be taking in every experience. We should be living our lives, taking risks, and, you know, putting ourselves out there. Guys?
Or stay in your
Are
room.
you kidding me? Run, Tiny Jane! Run, Doctor! You can do it!
You can do it. Look at this. Look at this. It's not the most adorable shit. This is adorable. Alright, if this show doesn't get renewed, I'm going to not actually riot, but I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be very upset, actually. Look at her looking right at the camera, too. Tiny Jane.
Check it out. 1,997,653 Twitter followers. Are you sure you're even saying that number right? Not at all. But you know what number is easy to say? It's a million. You're ridiculous. So tiny. Okay, sent. I still haven't moved past the almost got on the plane with the Dina thing. Well, you're gonna need to move past it because I have. It feels like way too much here, you know? You can make fun of me all you want, alright? But this actually means something. Hey, look. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go talk to him right now.
Okay.
He...
You? You go first.
Fashion Week's gonna be insane.
Okay, I'll go first.
Thanks.
I am really sick of this awkward small talk.
Oh my god, so am I.
I mean,
I know. I'm so happy that you said something.
Woo! Sorry. My dogs just looked at me.
so you want to just go out, like on a date?
Satin, come hither.
Flying in.
Is that something you'd be opposed to?
Satin.
Oliver.
We'll talk later.
Oh, beat you up, Oliver.
Nice work with the fun and fearless denim piece. I don't have any notes. You checked our Twitter lately? Almost a 2 million. Yeah.
Hot chocolate, this needs to be signed.
Okay, thank you, Andrew.
And,
What was that?
Jane.
Interesting. Oh, is this episode going to be a doozy? Is this going to hurt me? I have school in a few hours. I can't be crying before I go to school. Shit, is this going to make me cry? I already have one intro comment written down about stereotypes, or how this show defies stereotypes or common tropes that you would see in television. So that's going to be a brief little conversation for the end there. Also, what was that face when Kat was talking to Jacqueline? And Jacqueline was just like, you know, yeah, okay. I couldn't identify it. Was it, did she realize something? If I rewatched it, maybe I could. It's like, I kind of know what she was feeling, but I can't find words to identify it.
Wait, how do you feel about you and Alex? We feel open to it. Why did your boys fill out the DM? Because I'm a millennial? Really? It's not how I thought it would go, but he's always there for me. Pretty cute when you get him out of the khakis. Oh, really? Just tell. Oh, don't tell. I sit across from him. No, not for long. Details. Go on. I'm really into the idea of having somebody that always has my back. What about Richard? No. It's so over. You know, everything with Richard was always so complicated. With Alex, it'd be so easy. Okay. I mean, that's what you really want. What I really want is to make Fashion Week my bitch. Taxi!
I feel like her reasoning there is a bit questionable.
Hi, are you...
As to why she wants to
Are you here to take a turn?
take Alex.
No, I'm not. I still think that there's enough women and men like me who never got justice that we could go on carrying the weights forever.
Ooh.
Realistically, I'll need to put the weights down at some point. And when will that be?
And men.
Excuse me. Hi. Hi. I feel nervous right now.
Oh, this show up. Alright? Stop.
Satin.
I mean, keep doing it, but don't hurt me.
Maybe in the stairwell at the back of the building.
Shit.
It all started with this one image at the prosecutor's office, and they were dropping the charges. I still believe in that image. We met at an art show. I walked up to him, which is something the prosecutor was really hung up on because I made the first move. When I said I needed to go home, he offered to walk me. The system failed me. So my rapist is an innocent man, and he gets to just go on living. That's what the prosecutor said that I should do. But I don't know how to do that.
She said that as an artist, she can handle the rejection. But as a rape survivor, it's hard to stand there alone. Okay. Jane, no, this is not a simple story. So when you have your follow-up questions, I want you to run them by me first. Are you going somewhere? No. You know me. I prefer the virtual world.
My heart hurts.
What's
What?
that? Hey, you're almost at 2 million. Yep. 1,997,400. Okay. Look, I know that the internet brings out the worst in people, but it also brings out the best. And you said attention has died down on you. Hi. Okay, so sure.
Sure.
Yeah, let's try this.
Really? Kissing now.
I know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
Hello.
Hi.
Didn't mean to scream
I
again.
am very, very behind on my step count, and I don't see any reason why this should derail that, so I'm just going to keep on walking, and then the three of us will have a little meeting upstairs. Should take about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for screaming. Why do creators do that? Why do they give just to take it away? Why? That was a kiss I supported 100%. In case you couldn't tell. I think that Sutton's reasoning, I don't know. I'll just see how it plays out. I'm not going to say anything about it now. It's just, I want to date you because it's simple, and this other one is, but also, she was like, you're supportive. I don't know. I guess I'll see how it played out. I'll see how it plays out.
Take care of you, babe. Wow, this just got so interesting. It escalated quickly.
I love them. All right.
I'm having someone from legal join us. Make sure we ask all the right questions.
Ugh.
I'm not sure if you know each other, but this is Richard Hunter.
Hello.
Gotta go. Adios. Nah. What is this shit? Time to go. Let's go. Never mind. You stay. I'm leaving. Why did you bark? Kiddos, you're not supposed to bark. Hey, do what you want, ultimately. But I was just talking out the window.
Richard, Alex Crawford is senior to Sutton Brady, and that's what we want to follow up on here. Right, Richard?
Of course.
This is some bullshit.
Can you describe the nature of your relationship with Alex? Any preferential treatment from him because of your relationship?
No.
Didn't he just assign you your first styling credit?
Yes.
Was it ever intimate in nature? Was it ever sexual?
I don't,
Eek. Just
Yes.
say it.
Pardon me.
Okay.
Ooh, I don't want to be
Just a
here.
few more questions.
I gotta. Ooh, I want to leave.
cheer up, kid, because I got you presents. You know, Alex is in lipstick.
Cat is
So
being a
why did
daddy.
you go crazy at Macy's? Viewers 31% are leaving comments, which puts us in the excellent category.
Well, that does sound very excellent, and yet, even with all those great analytics, we are still left with this. One girl alone for hours in a park. Where's all the support? Tell me that. Where's the audience for her art?
Well, they're online. Did you see the comments?
Yeah. No one is showing up.
This is how people show up now. They leave a comment or send a hug emoji, you know?
Yeah, well, and then Twitter moves on to the next big thing. Jane, don't rush this. Take your time. This is very important. Yeah. You guys need to go get ready.
Is Jacqueline a survivor? Or is, you know, she just
need to
a
tell
really
Jacqueline
good
I'm ready
ally?
for tomorrow.
Ally.
I know.
I hate myself. I'm gonna say ally. My brain I literally said ally instead of ally. That dress. That is a deep V.
Amazing. Thank you.
Not mad at it.
Let's take another one.
It's not like you can run into Adina.
I'm a little bitter.
Well, there's that one.
I'm not ready for that.
My heart is like killing me. This hurts my soul. Bring Adina back!
Just a little bitter.
I regret not trying.
I don't think there's anything either of us could have done differently.
I don't think I can agree with that.
Really now?
I should have fought. I should have really fought. Do it again.
Why? Eee. Oh no. Eee. What is this? This is a love triangle that is actually hurting me. Usually I'm fine with love triangles. Don't. Please stop. Fine with Lost Girl. Fine with my Nona Herb. This is not making me feel good. Okay? That dress is bomb though. Ooh, and those shoes. Wow!
Jane,
Those
hi.
shoes.
Hi.
Ooh.
I know I can't carry your weights for you, but I was thinking maybe I could stand with you for a little while.
The guy you were with when you were really in love with the other guy?
I'm trying to remember.
Later. See you around soon.
Ugh, see, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about.
Until I was breaking up with 3 international places and Mars. It was a nice touch, by the way.
Thank you. You hit 2 million. Congrats.
Oh. Oh, that's it?
Oh.
Yeah, you've been obsessing about hitting this number.
Yeah. Just doesn't feel how I thought it would.
How's it feel?
Empty?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing here?
Showing up.
Thank you.
Ooh, my little heart.
You guys make me feel like I'm a little impressed.
This isn't the end of the episode, is it? I just want it to keep going. You know? Proud Mama's proud. I'm proud. Wait, these are fictional characters. Why am I proud? But it's a representation, okay? Me up. No, no, no! Eee! I will cry. Stop it, please. Thank you. Oh, this hurts me a lot. Thanks. This is so powerful and heartbreaking. I've done a lot of screaming this episode. That was just so powerful. You know, 1 in 5 women, you guys. What are the statistics for men, though? But I know 1 in 5 women will experience sexual assault. That is a lot of women. 1 in 5. I'm sorry, I don't know the statistics for men off the top of my head, or I would also say them, because I
never felt so powerless. Have you ever considered pressing charges? Not even first. That would have ended my career, or at the very least, defined it. So I made a choice. I decided to push it down, go back to work, and just pretend like nothing had ever happened.
no.
Me pushing you on this story was misdirected. It was not about you. It was about me. And I'm sorry for that. You made me a better writer. Well, I'll take that credit. And I hope where you're going, that you have the potential to be exceptional.
Get over.
Excuse me? You look great, girl. Fine, look great while you're leaving that office building. Don't, snatch my soul or anything. It's alright. Shit. Oh, I saw that. LOL. Excuse me? Yes? Really now? Don't go. Alright, fine, go. Do what you want. Wait, how long is this hiatus? How long do I have to wait for another episode? Is it over? Thank you. Sorry. You need to tell me it's on hiatus. How long must I wait for the rest of the season? I'm gonna fight somebody. They better give us the rest of the season 2. I'm gonna be very upset. I know this is completely unrelated to the episode, but I've been on Tumblr waiting for my thing to export, and I'm watching this video. It's gonna me up. Ooh, I almost cried. Listen to this. So this video is called "We Talk to Interracial Couples 50 Years After Loving versus Virginia," because apparently it's been 50 years since the Supreme Court decision to legalize interracial marriage federally. It's only been 50 years, you guys. But anyway, so I'm just watching this video of, interracial married couples talking about their experience. And so just listen to this. Not this part.
To me as we were at a family.
I'll edit it out.
I notice color. I'm not colorblind.
Black woman.
It's not that white folks aren't
White
white
man.
folks and black folks aren't black folks. But this particular white folk is my soulmate and my best friend.
There's never a time when we are in public when I'm not aware that we're an interracial couple. When we walk into a room,
My soul.
people take notice. Okay?
Folks in her family praying that we don't get pregnant. And that's happening. That was told to Gail. And I can't fathom that.
That's interesting because apparently my grandmother, my white grandmother, had those concerns about me and advised my parents not to get pregnant and not to have a biracial child because of what my experiences would be. And obviously I wasn't born. I only know what came out of the mouth of my parents, and my mom tells a bit of a different story than my dad. My dad in his whiteness is, it was just Not that he minimalized it, but it was out of ignorance and concern for what my experiences would be. And of course, my mom interpreted it differently. And I can't really speak on it too much because, again, I wasn't even born. I didn't even know when this conversation took place, but it was much before they had me, because they were married for like 5 years before they decided to have a child. And then they got divorced 2 years after. Why didn't you guys just not have a child? I'm sorry. That was very self-loathing. That's a different conversation.
For some eugenic reason don't work, just are shattered as soon as you see a healthy child. You can't look at those boys playing. They're healthy, they're loud, they're skin knees, they're perfect.
For me, my concern was that they would be, their formation of their own identities to be as open as possible.
My daughter referred to herself as orange when she was little. That was her term. So we did that.
Yeah. She once drew a picture of herself that was literally half white and half black. That's a little spooky.
No one can articulate it better than Richard Loving when he said to me, Mr. Cohen, tell the court I love my wife, and it is just unfair that I can't live with her in Virginia.
I'm the same age as Emmett Till, so I was 14 when I realized what white people could do to black people in this country and get away with it. So when this white boy at Butler University asked me to date him, I said, no, I don't date white boys. However, if I had continued with that attitude, I would have missed Bill.
Being married to John keeps me accountable. Like, I can never do they. I can't do they. They are.
Not only us, but our children. So we actually feel that we're pioneers.
I think that marrying who you want to is all right, that no man should have anything to do with. It's a God-given right, I think.
Why am I crying? Speaking of Tumblr, I accidentally showed up on my own Tumblr dash because I accidentally followed someone with the username Kadena though. And I didn't unfollow them when I realized I accidentally followed them, and then they reblogged something onto my dash that included me in it. I was Beanie Girl because nobody knew who I was. First of all, that episode though, as soon as it was revealed that the story that was going to take place during this episode was about rape survivors, I was like, this is gonna hurt me. And it did. So, and again, as usual, there is so much that could be discussed about this episode and about what they discussed in this episode. So I'm just gonna do a little brief review of the episode. Things happened between Alex and Sutton. I was on board the ship. The ship crashed. Sutton and Richard are on their way to getting back together. And again, with that reasoning that I mentioned, that I was unsure of her reasoning for wanting to date Alex, I was like, that doesn't sound like, you want to date him because you really, really like him, and because you really, really like him and you want to see how you guys are compatibly. It's more so, oh yeah, he's supportive and he's there for me, and it's not complicated, which made me raise my eyebrows. Or furrow my eyebrows, I don't know which one I did. Because I was like, that's not entirely the reasons that you want to, being supportive, yes, 100%, having someone who supports you and you also support them, and you care about each other, and you communicate with each other, and you care about making each other's lives better, and you care about making that person happy. Those are reasons. Overall, her reasoning made me question it, because I was like, and of course, dating when it comes to different people is defined in different ways. If you want to date someone for whatever reasons, then you go ahead and date them for whatever reasons that it is, as long as there is a mutual understanding. I feel as though this is the most correct way to go about it. As long as there is a mutual understanding that this is what we're doing, this is why I'm dating you, so that the other person also has an idea of what they're getting themselves into and can make the decision as to whether or not they want to date you. And this is just me, this is just generally. If I were to get into a more specified conversation as to what I think is right in which scenarios, and that would take me a long time. So this is just generalized. You know, sometimes if I say something and, you know, you think of something that contradicts what I say and it was brought to my attention, I would be like, oh yeah, I agree. Because I think that even what I say, it's just a generalization. It doesn't apply to everyone in every situation. It's just a generalization, that's all it is. So, okay, especially since it seemed like Alex really liked her. Jane is actually going to incite with the nasty wordplay. Alright then, I mean, interesting. Do what you want. And is Kat's going to the Middle East? Be safe, please. That's interesting. I mean, let's see how that plays out. Interesting, the cat developments in this episode. Speaking of interracial relationships, especially since I was just watching that video about interracial relationships, you know that love scene between Alex and Sutton and Kadina. Why can't I say their names properly? Whatever. Between Salix and Kadina, or what is it, Brawford and Kadina? Whichever one. That love scene, that was you know, two interracial couples, or two interracial pairings at least, making their loves on the screens. I'm sorry, I will forever be shook, okay? I will never not be shook, okay? I really hope this show comes back. I found a show I liked, and it's just gonna get... Can we please not... Stereotypes. Oh, yeah, just that thing about how this show, in a way, kind of defies stereotypes, like having the mean boss trope without actually have the boss being a mean boss. Did that even make sense? I don't know. You probably understood what I was saying, so... You know, we have Jacqueline, the mean boss trope, who isn't actually the mean boss. She's the extremely supportive boss. I thought she was going to be a Cat Grant. Cat Grant is a supportive boss, but is also a mean boss. Mean. But in the way that... But she's also supportive, so it kind of balances each other out. But no, Jacqueline is just supportive as heck. And how we have Kat, the straight girl, going after Adina, as opposed to the lesbian chasing after the straight girl. And, I mean, just tropes that are being broken. I mean, even in Richard and Sutton, I was about to say Richard and Alex. Why does my brain want Richard and Alex to be together? Even in Richard and Sutton, they're sleeping together, yes. But she's not sleeping with him for gain. She's not sleeping with him to get a better job or to get preferential treatment in the workplace. She's sleeping with him because she likes him and actually loves him. And he's sleeping with her because he likes her and loves her. You know, it's just stuff like that. It's like breaking tropes. And the Muslim who's a lesbian and portraying her relationship with her religion as well as her sexuality and sexual orientation. And just in general, these women being a part of the magazine, especially Jane, working at a magazine where you would think that they only do certain things, but these women just wanting to have a real voice. I don't know, I just appreciate that about this show, and I appreciate the friends, and I appreciate it all. I'd really like if this show came back, and I appreciate the commentary within this show. They talked about rape survivors this episode. It was stressed the importance of how to interact with someone who's a survivor, to not minimize their trauma, and, you know, to not take their narrative, to not hurt them in the process of trying to spread awareness. Even though they didn't go into every single detail about the rape culture in this system in society, about rape culture or statistics or the justice system in response to people who have been raped, or because of rape culture, society's response to people who have been raped. Even though they didn't go into every single detail, they still touched on it. They still, if you were to watch that episode and listen, you will find patterns in the women's stories about how those men took it as invitation, how they thought that they were entitled to this, how, it's rape culture, how interacting with the justice system in these cases can often not help. Because either the justice system will fail, not saying that this is the case every time or to discourage people who have been victims, but there are the people who are victims and who don't say anything about it, who don't reach out, who don't share their experiences because of rape culture, because they will just be blamed for their own rape, for being the victim to something that they had very little say in, for someone taking advantage of them and violating them. They are blamed for that because of what they were wearing, or because they approached the person, or because they were trusting, and then this person violated that completely. And they are blamed. And then going to the justice system can sometimes do more harm than good. These laws, they're messed up, and society is messed up, and people are working to try to change that. And this new shit with Trump, we're not talking about 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 Trump. And even in that brief mention of men who are victims, it was a brief mention, but still a mention. They did not exclude men. Do you know what is so messed up? I saw a poem, right? And the poem is called Rape Joke. Two beautiful girls perform the poem. Both of them are sexual assault survivors. It's a really good poem. Maybe if I remember, I'll link it. Write it down. Write it down, girl. Write it down. I'll link it. But they're talking about in people's attempt to invalidate their own trauma and their own experiences and their own narratives, they will say, boys get raped too. Not boys get raped, boys get raped too. Shut up, boys get raped too. To which the girls in this poem said, first of all, boys get raped should be its own sentence. If you are using their trauma, men's trauma, and men's sexual assault simply to invalidate a woman's sexual assault, you are a piece of garbage. Sorry. And then there's a whole completely different dynamic between people's responses to men who get raped and women who get raped. And even in statutory cases where teachers are having their relationships with their students, if it's a grown woman having sex with a little boy, it's like, oh yeah, that little boy, you know, he got it in, because of this whole macho culture where men are conditioned and taught to think that they are supposed to be sexual conquistadors, that they are supposed to conquer women's bodies, and women are the one who are wrong for enjoying sex. And this is just me talking about sex, the way things intersect, the way sexism interacts with hatred, the way misogyny interacts with hatred, and racism interacts with hatred. They all intersect with each other. It's ridiculous. And the way people are conditioned, the way we are raised based on what is between our legs to think and to do. Like, oh yeah, men are supposed to get women. That is what men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to be sexually promiscuous, and if a woman does the exact same thing, she is wrong for it, because women are supposed to be pious and clean and pure. And so, therefore, when a child, a boy child, is having sex with his teacher, or having a relationship with his teacher, you will see that society is literally praising the kid, the boy child, and not even acknowledging it for what it was. Rape, statutory rape. I can't. And then because the men are supposed to be men, oh, you could have fought harder. You seriously believe what you're saying? Why? The fact that the fact that men who are sexual assault survivors are invalidated because they are men who are sexual assault survivors is sickening. Dude, what the hell? That's not okay. Sorry, let me calm down. And then we don't even acknowledge men in scenarios where we would acknowledge a woman's rape as legitimate. We wouldn't even acknowledge a man's rape as legitimate in the same scenarios, especially if it was a woman raping a man. How does that even happen, people would say. Obviously, you must have wanted it, people would say. And I mean, we really need to work on it. There is so much that we need to work on. People feeling entitled to take what isn't theirs. People not being taught that these things are rape. That consent has constraints. When someone says no, it means no. And also, if people would stop contributing to... That's a different conversation for a different day, okay? Where men literally think that they can't rape their wives. That as soon as you're married, your wife is some sort of property item to you. And therefore you can't rape her. I've literally seen people say that. Can we stop spreading the myth that husbands can rape their wives? I've literally seen people say that on the internet. Literally seen it. With my own eyes. And they weren't even joking. Oh, we have failed so hard as a society. What were you wearing? Were you drinking? Okay. So you're saying that this person deserved to be raped, deserved to be traumatized, deserved to have something very important to them, their security, their safety, and their choice stripped from them, their body physically violated because they had a few drinks or because they were wearing something that was a bit revealing. You're time to go. Time to go, time to go, time to go, time to go, time to go. I'm sure there's more I could have said on that. I can talk about this stuff forever, okay? There's so much in here. And I'm sure that in any conversation, I don't completely discuss my thoughts anyway. I discuss what is most important. I could talk about the sexualization of young black girls, how black children are seen as adults by society in this country. And you will see in the adjectives referred to these children that they are adults. And even in the way black children, black girls specifically, go through puberty. It's another conversation, another day, gotta go. So I'm watching this show. I really hope it gets renewed. How to Get Away with Murder, Flash, 100, Sense8, or from Black Rewatch. Kind of took a break from that, from editing it, but that's still happening. DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I guess when this is on hiatus, I'll focus very specifically on editing Orphan Black Rewatch and my other one, DC's, yeah. I'll focus very specifically on editing those while this is on hiatus because I guess I don't have anything else to watch. Yeah, so I'll edit those up and post those, get back on track with those. I have to head to school. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening to me talk. This is going to be a pain in the ass to edit. Do you know how long my outro comments I've been recording? 30 minutes. I've been talking for 30 minutes. Wish I could just shut up. That would be great. If you want to comment, comment. If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If what I say interests you or the shows that I'm doing interest you, subscribe. Um, what else? Oh, look, it's the turquoise headband that I mentioned was in the laundry. What was it, 108? Yeah, that's the turquoise headband. Stop. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful existence. Oh, and the fact that they had the actual hotline at the end of the episode. And I'm not going to go into my own personal experiences. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not today. I don't want to do that, thanks. But, yeah, never mind. So, I'm gonna go. Bye. Did I already say I hope you're having a great day? Because I do. I hope you're having a great day. Bye again. Bitch! I learned a new skill. Don't auto power off. Rude. Maybe that's why, oh, I can't stop thinking about you. There's 5 minutes left on my battery. I gotta hurry this up. And you know, speaking of interracial relationships, I burped. So you got this smile, goes on for a while, have me running miles just to see you, babe. What are you eating? What are you eating? Look at my problematic children. What is that? Where did you find this? This is gonna be a pain in the butt to edit. And that just makes me feel bad for Alex. Supportive as heck. Yes, I understand I need to charge the battery. Thanks for reminding me. Please don't die on me, battery. Battery, please don't die. I don't want you to die. Don't die, battery, battery, don't die. And you got this soul, it's sold when you're so young. There is just so much. Sorry, baby. I'm not trying to hurt you. My dog is like right next to my chair. I've got to be careful. I don't want to hurt her.
On the left, a 30-second interactive ad. On the right, a regular commercial break.
Affleck. Smart water is purity inspired by the clouds. And not to throw shade at those clouds, Smart water won
I know I clicked 30-second interactive ad.
No offense, clouds. You'll always be our inspiration. Smart water.
Did it die? No. Shit, it fell out. It fell out. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Make me wanna say sober, but at the same time you're like a drug. What is rolling around back there? Why did you touch that? Eh? Problematic ass dogs. Pushing away what is that, spray fixative? Leave my spray cans alone. I'm a problematic ass bitch too. Shit. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Don't die. Don't die. It's in. Whew. That's what. Oh, it's not even plugged in. I'm a fool. We'll see that one. Can do. I'm out of water. That water's pretty. Don't die! Please don't die! My dog is like, why are you talking like that? Is it plugged in? Oh, my lights. I looked into the lights. Oh. I can't see. I don't even know if my camera was in the same place, and I don't actually care. No, wrong way. that the B? I know myself. Which fret was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh, this chord just made my heart break. My heart hurts. What the f? Single detail of sexual assault or how
everything you can think of, and to unleashing holy hell.
Day drinking? Alright, do what you want. Bye again.